I've always wanted to camp in my Tesla. If you're familiar with Teslas, you know they have camp mode, which basically allows you to run the heat and air during the night while you're asleep. Obviously, it's a no emissions vehicle, so you don't have to worry about anything like carbon monoxide or just noise. So you can basically go somewhere, you can park, you can camp and have heat and air and just be comfortable while you sleep. So you need a couple of things to do that. First is a good mattress. Tesla makes a mattress. I've never used it, but I've been looking for mattresses for quite a while. I found one on Amazon and I had it in my cart and just kind of was waiting. I never really pulled the trigger on it. And I was just doing some research on all the different kinds of mattresses. This company called Havnby had this mattress, and it was basically an auto leveling mattress. So it was tapered to fit the contour of the Model Y's seats when they fold down, so that you're not head high or feet high. It's a completely level mattress. So I reached out to the company, told them I was interested in it. They were happy to partner with me. They sent me the mattress, a fitted sheet that goes with it, and also sent me the window shades. If you're familiar with Teslas, you know there's lots of glass in here. So if you're trying to have privacy or just keep light out, you're gonna need to do something to those windows. So we're gonna try all three of those today. I'm gonna get them set up. We're gonna get this thing ready to go do some car camping. All right, guys, we're gonna open the box up here, see what we've got. So we've got some nice instructions. Okay, so these are our window shades. So we'll start with the window shades and we'll see how those work. All right, so first thing we'll need to do is let the seats down. All right, guys, so the bag that the window shades come in kind of have instructions on how these go. There's some tabs that kind of shows you if it's inside or outside the window. They should be different shapes, so it should be easy to figure out which shade goes where. All right, guys, so we got the window shades on here. You can see there's an L for left. That's going to be the driver's side. And so all the tabs should be on the inside. Now, when you close the windows, sometimes you kind of have to hold them a little bit because the window goes up, see, like that. So you can do a couple things, probably give it a little slack and then hold it. And then it should be good there. All right, guys, so we got the sunshades on here, the window shades actually. You can see the roof is open, so there's still quite a bit of light coming in from the roof. So these are more for privacy. It'd be harder for people to see over the roof. This will still give you some of that sunlight or starlight. I'll be honest with you, it takes a second to figure out how these mount. The instructions are on the bag. So this provides pretty good shade in here. This is the rear hatch. A little bit of light comes through here. This would wake you up, but it's actually a lot darker in here. The only light coming in is from the roof. Again, I do have a roof shade that we could put up, but that's not with this kit. So I just kind of want to show you what this whole setup looks like. All right, guys, so this is how these mount up on the outside. Honestly, a couple of concerns here. If it rains, these are getting wet. Now this does feel like a material that probably is not going to be a big deal, but nevertheless, these will get wet. The only other thing is this requires you to be outside of the car when you put these on. So if you're trying to do some sort of stealth camping where you're inside the car and nobody knows you're in there, these are not only visible when you're putting them on, but they're clearly visible from the outside as well. The windshield shade was a little tough to get on. You just kind of have to play with them. Again, the instructions are on the bag. All right, so it comes in this carrying case here. It would be nice if this fits in the under storage here. It actually looks like it's a little big. You could force that in there, but maybe after we take it out, it may be packaged in a way that is not working. So let's just take it out of the bag here. Now, if you didn't want the carrying case, it still wouldn't fit, but it's closer to fitting. All right, so let's unroll this. And so this is thicker on this end than the other end. So it's got some snaps here. We'll unsnap it. All right, so we've got a cord in here, cigarette lighter plug. And then this will go right here. All right. And we're going to recover. All right, guys, this is feeling pretty firm. This is not just air in here. I didn't know this, but there's foam in here instead of just an air mattress. So on the side here, you can see, shows some sponge in there and kind of the thickness level. So it's 7.5 inches at the back here. All right, guys, so this is tapered down here at the bottom, and you can see underneath here, there are these little, look like headrests to go on your headrest, so it kind of keeps it leveled out. So this is a completely level surface. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop in. So you can see this conforms to the curves here of the car. So now we're gonna get the sheet out, and imagine we'll have to kind of pull this out a little bit to install it. We're gonna get this thing on here. We're just going to leave this plugged in. We'll put this cover over here. All right, guys, the fitted sheet is on. That is a nice fit. Conforms to the mattress really well, and it feels good. Now the cool thing about this mattress is if you don't have anybody in the back, you can just leave this thing in here. So if you had two folks going to do like a cross-country trip or something, man, you can leave this back here, and you could even take turns driving while somebody slept. Of course, you wouldn't be wearing a seatbelt, so that's not safe. It's a lot more like a real mattress than I thought it would be. I was thinking it was going to be kind of that air mattress that was kind of bouncy, but not so much. It's really firm. Yeah, so we got the window shades up here. Again, lots of light coming in from the top. But again, this necessarily isn't about just keeping all the light out. It's about privacy. The top is very dark from the outside, so you wouldn't be able to see in here in the daytime. This just gives you some privacy. All right, guys, so we took the window shades off, and this is kind of like any other thing that the first time you open it, it's fine. But then the next time you try to put these up, it's like never gonna happen. It's like taking a tent out of the bag. Like these were folded up in a very meticulous way. You can see the creases here. And so I'm gonna attempt this. I have a feeling that my patience will be quickly exhausted. Yeah, I can already see it's not gonna go good. We'll just see. We'll just see what happens. And then there's separators and dividers in here. Worst case, I think we probably could just stuff all these in here. And see. This is the largest one here. This is for the windshield. No. That's not happening. I don't understand really why the bag is like this. I'm sure that's because that's something supposed to go there, like one specific thing. But I'd prefer it if the bag were just open so I could roll all these up and just put them in here instead of it being separated like that, especially with this extremely big one here. I'm not going to try too hard. I'm just going to roll this up. All right, guys, look, it worked out better than I expected. Awesome. There's all your window shades back in with very minimal effort. I didn't try to get it like it was before. There's actually some other space in here, I guess. Oh, I forgot these. So these go right in there. Nice. All right, window shades are up. All right, guys, so now it's time to break up camp. So we're gonna see how easy this thing comes down. All right, so now just like we had the recover button, we're gonna do the compress to suck all the air out. I'm not sure if this has an auto cutoff or you just have to know when to stop it. We're gonna let it run for a minute just to see. It felt like it had a mechanism that might cut off. We'll see. Okay, I don't think it's going to cut off, and this feels like it did when I first opened it. So now I understand why it says compress and not deflate, because this is foam inside of here, so it's sucking the foam down, as you can tell. So we're going to fold it back over. I'm going to unplug it. Put the cord back in here. Now this is another one of those things where we'll see if we can get it back like it came. All right, that went in there fine. All right, I am pretty sure that's how it came out. So this is the strap that was on it. Usually a good rule of thumb is if the strap goes back on, you probably got it okay. All right, guys, I got to tell you, this is probably one of the first times I've ever had an air mattress, a tent, anything go back into its original packaging this easy. Okay, so after we've got this back in here, let's see if it'll fit. All right, so still doesn't fit that way. Let's see if it'll flip. There it is. Nice. So perfect fit underneath here. There's even a little bit of room on the sides. You could put some other things down in here. I've got this charging adapter. You could put it, so you've still got quite a bit of room in there for other things. So fits perfectly underneath the storage. Put the seats back up. You're ready to hit the road. All right, guys, so initial impressions are good, but we're going to give this thing a try tonight and go camping in it. We'll sleep in it all night. It's going to be about 30 degrees, maybe even a little colder, so we'll definitely make use of the Tesla's camp mode, and I'll let you know how it does overnight. right, so me and my camping buddy are settling in for the night.
Hello there.
All right, so we are in the Tesla and we are in for the night. It is 45 degrees outside, so it is nice and cool. And so we've got the camp mode on. We're gonna watch a little YouTube before bed and just enjoying this mattress. So far, so good, guys. It feels really good. It's still firm. It's still aired up. I aired it up probably 2 or 3 hours ago. It's still just as firm. I'll be interested to see if there's any leak down over the course of the night. Most air mattresses do lose air, so we'll see how this goes. All right, guys, it is morning. It was raining last night, so we were glad to be in the car and not in a tent. It stayed a nice warm 72 degrees. It is chilly out here this morning and the wind's blowing, so hopefully the audio is not too bad. We had a great night's sleep on the Havnby air mattress. It did great. It is just as firm now as it was when we went to sleep last night. We didn't have any issues. I slept out here with my son. We had a fun time camping, watching YouTube videos, and stayed nice, dry, and warm. So I want to give you my thoughts on the whole package. Again, we got the sunshades, the mattress, and the fitted sheet. So let's start with the sunshades. First of all, you know, sunshades are something, depending on how you're going to use this, you may or may not need. There's a little bit of setup time involved, and they do cover the window, so there's going to be an inside portion and outside portion. If you're camping in rain or something like that, maybe something to consider. If you're going to be doing mostly wooded areas, you may not need that, as there may not be a lot of light. I'll tell you, last night we slept without it, and it was pretty bright. Just the moonlight alone. A lot of light came in. It wasn't enough to bother us, but just something to consider. Quality is good, and honestly, the price is reasonable. So if you're going to get all the other stuff, you might as well go ahead and get the window shades as well. So let's talk about the mattress. So this is the Havnby auto level mattress. This is for the Model Y. It fits the contours and curves of the Model Y. It's really a nice fit all the way around. This is a premium mattress. I'll be honest, guys, this is the first mattress I've ever slept on that had foam and air in it. And so this was a totally different experience than sleeping on an air mattress. You didn't get the bounce. You didn't get the air down. Sometimes if you sleep on an air mattress, when you wake up in the morning, you're on the ground. This is just as firm as it was when we went to sleep last night. So I couldn't be more pleased with the mattress quality. And the auto level feature also means that all the way to the front, all the way to the back, it's level, even though the seats are kind of tilted up like that on the Model Y. So if you've ever thought about camping in a Model Y for any reason, this mattress will make it a much more pleasurable experience. And then the fitted sheet, as you guys can see, it's cut. Oh, leaves coming in. It's cut to match the mattress. If you got a regular sheet, obviously there'd probably be some hangover and it kind of be a little bit more messy. So again, if you're going to get the mattress, go ahead and get the sheet. As far as any negatives, I don't really have anything bad to say about the mattress. Now, sleeping in a car isn't like sleeping in a hotel, so that's just part of sleeping in a car. But if you're going to sleep in a car, this is probably the most pleasant way to do it. This mattress was comfortable, it was easy to set up, easy to tear down, and the quality seems good as well. So if you guys are interested in anything like this, check out Havnby. I'll put some links in the description below. All right, guys, so stay tuned. More videos to come.